back in your computer screens. Episode 21, baby, we're back. Huge show today. Josh, welcome back, baby. What are you doing, man?
What's going on, baby? How you been?
We're alive. We're good. We're going. Tommy Fury's out. Jake Paul's in. We got Zolt Durrani Jr. fighting tomorrow. We got a whole bunch to talk about. Usyk and Joshua next month. But first, a word from our sponsors. Do you like winning money? Because I like winning money. I know Josh, it's been well documented from 20 episodes in. He loves winning money. Addicted. Good news for you guys. If you hit up Charlie Coverage right now on Instagram, in his inbox with the hashtag BTGAT, all caps, 30% off any pick package you want. Let's go win some money together. What's up?
All right, let's get into it.
Oh, man. Where do we start? It's been a while, bro. Welcome back.
Well, it has been a while.
Way
it's been
too
a rough
long.
July, but...
Hey, man, we roll with the punches and we keep coming out. You know, unforeseen circumstances. Everyone's good. Everyone's healthy. We're back 100%. What happened with Tommy Fury? Hasim Rahim Jr. stepped up. Probably a better fight, in my opinion. More dangerous fight for sure. We'll talk about it. We got Mark Minute today. I want to talk about the MJF promo for weeks now. That's finally going to happen. We're not ducking that. Nope. Today. Also, tomorrow, Zolt Durrani Jr. fights in Boston for the NABO Welterweight Championship. That's a WBA affiliated program, Josh, if you didn't know.
It's time for the boy to get his gold.
It's time. He's been knocking on the door. We're answering. Let's go. Buy the pay-per-view. It'll be in the stream. Man, big news coming up for Red Owl tomorrow. And also, Red Owl has an event themselves. Did you know that? Amateur night tomorrow night at the Owl's Nest.
Buy your tickets. Get them online. Get them so when you get there, they're at the door for you. You just go in.
$40 admission. You can get tables are still available right now for $300. You 4-seater. You know, VIP treatment at the Owl Nest. We've been there. It's worth it. It's worth it for sure. Man.
All right. What do you want to start with, boss?
Let's talk about the Tommy Fury thing. What happened? Tommy fumbles is in full effect again. ×2. What, Josh?
Think he's scared of his power? Like, let's be truthful here. Like, I'm dead honest. Do you think he's actually scared?
At this point, I don't think he's so much scared of Jake Paul and what Jake Paul has to offer. He's scared that Jake Paul beats him.
Yeah, so how much he has to lose?
I don't think it has to do with the power per se.
I think it does.
I think it has to do, well, that's in it, right? For sure, there's power there, but I think
he's got an explosive right hand. We can't deny it.
It's embarrassing losing to a guy like that. You know, he's not gonna let him live it down either. Like, he loses, Tommy fumbles forever.
Yeah, but look how much money you're giving up.
Yeah.
Why would you give up that much money?
And he's talking crazy too, saying that he'd fight him in anywhere in the world other than U.S. I was just like, dude, you had your shot. You had your shot.
You've had it multiple times too. And your brothers helped you promote this.
And you know what? I think Jake took the wrong fight. If we're just being honest.
Right now, yes.
I think
he took the wrong. This guy's massive.
He's huge. He's massive. He's a true heavyweight. He's a true boxer. His dad was a world champion, Josh. Rahim.
I'm not saying his dad's not a champion, but at the same time, you look at the size disparity. This is insane.
He's huge. He's going to have to cut to 200, but he's still going to be big on the fight night, I bet you. I bet you he probably walks in 220, 240.
Do you think Jake's regretting this one?
He will be. Did you see how small he was?
He's tiny compared to this.
Tiny dude. I don't know, man. I don't know. But I do know that I'm excited for it. I think if we wanted a fight where Jake could lose, this is the fight. I mean, like Tommy Fury, it got to the point where, and this is to Jake's credit too, it got to the point where Jake's put enough work in where, like, you look at Tommy Fury, a pro boxer, everyone's like, I don't know. You know what I mean? That's kind of embarrassing to Tommy, in my opinion.
Well, look, but you got to be honest here, though. I'm gonna say this one truthfully. I think everybody picked Tommy to win at the start of all this, and even when the first fight got announced, I think everybody picked Tommy to win, and truthfully and rightfully so. But anybody now looking at it, he's ran. It looks like this is the second time he's the one to leave. Jake's always ready. He's down to fight him, but at the same time, it's like. I don't know, man. I really think Tommy's scared, and it's kind of making it show as who he is as a fighter. Like, I don't trust it. I don't trust him. Like, I don't think he's got what it takes to be an actual boxer.
Yeah, that's some harsh words, but you know what? Like, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Anybody can box. I will say that right now. Anybody can get in there and throw hands and make yourself look good. If you kind of have an idea of the sport, you can get in there and kind of make yourself look good depending on the opponent you've picked for yourself. I have no clue who any of Tommy Fury's opponents have been.
The same could be said for Raheem Jr., but like, Raheem Rahman Jr., but like, I don't know.
I just wish Tommy would get in there with Jake so we can have a good depiction of what type of fighter Tommy is and what type of fighter Jake is.
I just don't like the fugazi nonsense. You know, I want, like, yesterday you're Tommy Fury, the son or the brother of Tyson Fury, take on all comers. We're gypsies. We'll fight anybody. And then like the next day you're like, I'm not even gonna go to the embassy. I don't think it's worth my time. You know what I mean? Like, things aren't just adding up here. Like, something's going on behind the scenes that we don't know about.
You know what? We'll keep an eye out for any hint of a third one, but does this kind of feel like a hint of Habib and Tony Fergus?
Just cursed.
It's just cursed. It's just never gonna happen.
Yeah,
like
maybe a little bit. There's a couple fights going on like that now. Let's switch gears a little bit though, because I want to talk about the Usyk and Joshua thing a little bit first. Wow, that's coming up closer than what we had thought. We haven't heard much. AJ's kind of in a slut per se, training out of gyms and going to get work in everywhere, which isn't necessarily a bad thing by any means. A lot of people are looking way too into that, like he's not loyal to his trainer or some shit. Look, man, he's just getting extra work. There's nothing wrong with that. I still think Usyk though. I still think Usyk's got this in the bag. He's just too good, man. He fights behind the jab. He knows how to get inside. He's just too good for Anthony Joshua, in my opinion. And that's not a knock on Anthony Joshua. I've been saying this for years. Literally years. Since we started this podcast, day one, I've said, don't sleep on Usyk. You know? We started this podcast. He was fighting Chisora, making his heavyweight debut, and everyone was like, I don't know. He's a little small. I'm telling you right now, Usyk can be world champion. Look at what happened. He's world champion. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not surprised by any means.
Just to rewind on your statement there, you're right. You don't hear the publicity for this fight like you do other fights. Like, it is literally around the corner, and it's a huge fight. It's in Saudi Arabia. Like, It should be a big fight. But what we're not thinking about here is the fact that the reason I don't think we see the publicity as much as, say, England or Britain or whatever you want to call his inner circle of fans
Europe.
Is Europe.
Yeah.
So I think he might be getting promoted more in Europe, and they're saving their dollar by trying to chaz some people over here when he's lost one fight over here that pretty much changed the course of his career.
Yeah.
So right. I don't know if it's...
Was Andy Ruiz in America, or was that in the U.S. or the UK?
No, Anthony Joshua, that was his coming out party in America.
Yeah,
that was his first fight, and it was at MSG too.
AJ put him down, or Andy Ruiz put him down.
Andy Ruiz put him down, but AJ, he looked great, but then he got hit, equilibrium, and
over.
It changed the course of Anthony Joshua's career.
Not just the fight career. You're absolutely right.
And
he wrote it. I'm sorry to cut you off. He wrote it right. Like he got the win back, but like look what happened right after that. You know, he got outclassed by a smaller guy. And, like, to me and you, I've been singing Usyk's praises, right? But, like, to the average fan, they think, like, wow, what just happened? Like, he's like 5'11". You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
Boxing is a beautiful sport for that reason, because you can count a guy out as much as you want, or you can look the part as much as you want. Anthony Joshua, a perfect example. He looks the part.
Greek god.
He is. And he's just a Adonis. And he gets in there, and... he's an Adonis that can't take punishment. As soon as the punishment comes, it's a fold. And
you hear all this chat about Tyson Fury's and Deontay Wilder. He doesn't want those fights.
I don't care if it was Wilder or Fury. Both of them are going to destroy Joshua.
Walk right through him.
Like the wars that those two men have had
Yeah, he just can't. His chin's been proven to be suspect at this
Yeah,
point. And
Joshua would never stand through that.
You can't have a suspect chin against beasts like Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. You just can't.
I will say this: Tyson, great with his footwork, great with his jab, unbelievable fighter, can take a shit ton of punishment. Deontay can take quite a bit of punishment. We've seen that.
Oh yeah, the second fight with Tyson.
But it's one shot and the fight is over.
Yeah.
The only man to stand up after a Wilder bronze bomb is Tyson Fury. So the wars these two guys have had, I praise it. I can't believe I've been a part of that. Like,
I don't know if you heard either. Deontay Wilder made a decision. He's not retiring to come back.
he shouldn't retire.
Who do you think? Who's a good fight? I thought Andy Ruiz would have been a great fight, but he's fighting already. He's booked. So I don't know. Who do you think?
The fight with Andy Ruiz would be very interesting.
Very.
Now, the reason it would be very interesting is because Deontay Wilder has way more power than Anthony Joshua.
Or Andy Ruiz, right?
No, I'm talking Anthony Joshua.
Oh,
here.
you're talking about AJ.
So,
okay.
if you want to compare the Ruiz-Joshua fights to then Wilder coming in to face Ruiz, I think Wilder's got way more power than Joshua.
100%.
And the question would be, we seen Ruiz get stung by a Joshua, was it left hook or something like that? I think it was a left hook.
I think it was either straight or left straight or hook. It was definitely
something.
left side, yeah.
But it just knocked Andy Ruiz off balance. He was fully aware of what happened in all circumstances. And he didn't knock him down in the second fight.
Yeah. No, just the first fight.
Just the first fight. And you got to think.
Boring second fight, in my opinion.
If Andy Ruiz can handle the one shot of Deontay Wilder, nobody has.
Yeah.
Nobody. Tyson's even took it to the chin and went down pretty hard.
And that's suspect, too. Like, a lot of people thought Deontay Wilder, me included,
Deontay got the 10 count.
Yeah,
a lot of people thought he got the 10 count. So, I don't know. I think a Ruiz-Wilder fight would be a really good title eliminator for me. I think I would really enjoy that, and I wouldn't disagree with somebody trying to get a shot at somebody else after that.
I've been saying that's the fight to make, right? But, like I said, Ruiz is booked. Deontay wants to come back. So, Ruiz off the list. Who's next? I don't know. I really don't. Because, on one hand, Deontay's walked through the division. You know what I mean?
Like he fought Dylan White.
I don't think he did. No, I think that's a fight to make. Yeah,
but Dylan White at the same time, he's been.
Yeah, he got knocked out by Povetkin, and that uppercut that didn't land so flush. You know what I mean? Like that was looking like he barely touched him almost.
So I don't know. Wilder.
I think Wilder kills Dillian White. I don't think that goes out of the third round.
Okay. Actually, how about if he says he's not going into retirement? Could you see him fighting the loser of Joshua Yuschek?
Absolutely. Yep.
And maybe seeing if Joshua can get back onto the horse with a high fight.
But that's the thing with Joshua. If he loses to Usyk, I don't think he fights Deontay. I don't think he's interested in that.
Okay, but hear me out on this one. If he's not interested, what if it's the easiest? You got to think of this as Eddie Hearn, because Eddie Hearn's going to try and sell him this. If I'm Eddie Hearn and I'm trying to sell Joshua, I'm going to be, okay, you've just lost to Yuschek for the second time. Mm-hmm. To fight him again, you're going to have to take down an Ali figure, a legendary figure. Who's legendary in the sport that's going to fight you? Tyson Fury's not going to fight him again anytime soon. No. So, you're going to have to fight Wilder. Because Tyson's not going to take the fight against Joshua, especially after he just lost to Yuschek.
Oh, yeah. No.
Fury's going to go after Yuschek. Yeah. He's going to have a full right to. So I say, if I'm Joshua and I'm Eddie Hearn, you have to fight Wilder. Because that's a great way to say, okay, I'm back on my horse. But if you lose to Yuschek, then Wilder, you're done. Hang the gloves, bud. You're done. There's no way for you back in this.
And that's another thing, too. Would Eddie even want to make that risk, knowing that? Like, knowing that we don't have any more fights after Deontay. Like, that's a huge risk, bro.
But at the same time, who are you? You can't put him up against a bum. It'll kill his career.
Yeah.
It'll be another nail. It'll be just that nail in the coffin.
You could almost debate him hanging up the gloves after the if he loses to Usyk again. You can almost debate that's worthy of hanging up the gloves.
I say you got 2 fights left if you're Joshua. If you lose them both, you're done.
Yeah.
If you lose one and you beat Wilder, you still have a mouth to spit out. And you can try and spit something or whip up some sort of magic, but
I'm with you there.
It's getting dicey for them.
It is. To your point there, like I don't know. I don't think AJ is gonna want to fight Deontay if he loses to Usyk, just because where's the confidence gonna be? You know what I mean? You're going against one of the hardest hitters of all time. The only guy he's ever lost is widely regarded as one of the fucking this generation's greatest heavyweights of all time, or of this generation. So it's like, where's the confidence gonna be? I mean, you're gonna need to feel like you're the best ever to beat a guy like Deontay, because there's only one guy that's beat Deontay and he's the best ever. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be 100 all in, and I don't see him being all in after losing to Usyk twice in a row.
Okay, here's my defense to that. You can't go with the confidence here because in the back of AJ's mind, you got to think about one thing and one thing only. You're going up against one of the hardest hitters of your generation. This is the Tyson of your generation.
100%, yeah.
You can't go in scared or he's going to knock you out.
Yeah.
So you have to go in on point. And if Joshua goes in on point, I think he can have a good fight. I don't say he gets out of there alive, but at the same time, he's got a shot.
But losing to a smaller guy in Usyk twice that was the champion at cruiserweight, that's not going to be good for his confidence. I mean, like, that's going to be tough to prepare for a killer like Deontay if he loses twice. It is. Like, it's not going to be an easy thing. It's easier for us to sit here and say, yeah, well, if AJ is 100% and he's up here at the top of his game, I feel like he can give Deontay Wilder a go. But it's one thing saying him being at the top of his game and him actually rising to that to the occasion after losing to Usyk twice. I mean, like, really a confidence sucker. I don't know. I really don't. I think AJ, you lose to Usyk, there's not much options left. There's really not.
The only other option I can think of is you go with with Wilder.
You'd have to.
Yeah, you have to. It's the only way.
It's one or the other. You hang it up or you go with Wilder. And, like, if you go with Wilder, you got that's balls of iron.
Strap up.
Yeah.
Strap the fuck up and get ready to roll.
Yeah, because, like,
it's gonna be a war.
I don't know, because, like, I don't get those vibes from AJ, though. Like, the warrior, I'll take on all-comers vibe. I don't feel that's him. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he's lost a step. He's not the same AJ he was when he was the Reebok cover or the Adidas cover. You know what I mean? Like, the guy. He was undefeated heavyweight champion, just beat Klitschko. You know what I mean? That's not the same AJ of today. It's just not.
It's not, but at the same time, a fight like Deontay could really jump you back on the horse, and it might get your brain right because you're thinking in training camp, I'm going against a killer. I'm gonna have to be prepared here.
And that's literally the only thing that.
And I don't think he was ready for the Usyk fight the first time because his brain was like, oh, this guy's smaller. I got a chance. And he's going into it the same way he went into the Ruiz first fight. Mm-hmm. And to AJ's credit, he did do some good correcting in the second fight, but he still looked like shit. I'm not gonna lie.
He ran the whole time.
But he did change a couple things up.
He stuck behind he did do a good. Like he did good. He boxed good.
He covered himself.
I'll say that.
He covered his ass so that he could get the titles out of there alive.
He boxed good. He boxed a defensive fight, but that's not the most exciting fight by any means. Like, you tune in to see the heavyweight champion of the world, you don't want to see that. That was the biggest problem with Klitschko his whole career. He dominated the heavyweights for almost a decade. By just jabbing and holding. Tyson Fury comes up and finishes him, but then Tyson Fury drops the belt. Klitschko picks it back up. Here we go again. Do you know what I mean? So, like, fans are kind of sick of that. We haven't had heavyweight fighting like this in a long, long time, and fans just don't want to see that anymore, man. I don't care. I'm good. I like Klitschko, actually. I like the jab. There's a lot of great things he does, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to be tough to sell AJ after this if he doesn't come out on top. He's going to have to look great. He's going to have to come out looking awesome. I don't know. What else you got for me?
Well, pretty sure this is a do or die for both these guys. We're going to switch to UFC now. Tomorrow, Ortega versus Rodriguez. I think
Here we go.
this one.
Here we
This
go.
one's gonna suck because I like Ortega, but
I like both these fighters. To be honest.
I think contracts are on the line here because both these guys are. They look good. They're good fighters, but they can't seem to get over the hump. And we've seen what happens with guys that can't get over the hump.
Yeah.
Like
gatekeepers.
yeah, they are. They literally are.
And that's the sad thing about that division too, right? Because Volk is just so fucking good. Like he's really just so good. Yeah. By the way, well deserved.
Yes.
Pound for pound, number one.
Yes.
Absolutely, 100%. No arguments here. Absolutely well deserved. Dominance personified. That's a tough division, man. Oh fuck. Because like you're in like realistically, you look at Brian Ortega. He should be world champion. Like in any other division, he would be world champion.
He just can't get the hump.
It's just Volk. You know what I mean? Like and Max too.
But
Max
it's
too. But those two are widely regarded as the two best, right? Like it's.
But at the same time, they've both been for gold.
And
so it's the hump. It's that.
And
it's
Max
the fibers.
Max is unfortunately right there too now. He's lost to this guy 3 times in a row. You know, like it's not. Let's not pretend like this is the easiest division in the world. I would honestly like to see. Like I'm pumped for this fight. So like get this out of the way, whatever. I want to see Brian Ortega go up to 155. I think that's the best move for him. He's a big guy.
Do you think the company keeps like? I'm being serious though here with the
contract?
With the contract thing. I could see one of these guys getting released for money purposes. Like
yes, because he's so inactive. But I don't think they can.
But Brian Ortega's the same inactive.
But
like
Brian Ortega brings a lot more fans to the arena. You know, like that's not a guy that they're gonna cut. I don't think.
But for money wise, they might.
I mean, like okay, but let's put ourselves in Dana. I'm Dana White. I'm like, wow, Brian, you're a lot of money, bro. Like you've only lost to Volk. I get it. Like your last 5 fights, you only lost to Volk. Whatever, 4-1. You're a lot of money. I don't know. I think I'm gonna cut you. What happens? He goes to Eagle FC, sells a bunch of pay-per-views, and Dana White's kicking himself. And now he has to contend with a star. Maybe what if he goes to Bellator and becomes world champion over there? You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's a risk that UFC in this market right now is willing to take. I think
not even for fresh talent.
I think there's always fresh talent. There's always room for fresh talent. But I think like stars are hard to come by right now. So I think you have one Brian Ortega for sure. I don't think you can give that up. Yair's not a huge household name. Yair loses. I think his contract. You're right. I think his contract is totally expendable. Not the same for Brian, just because the fan base, lovable guy. You know
Do you think he's
I think he's pretty untouchable.
And the average fan base is a household name.
Yeah, I would say so. Like if you consider yourself a UFC fan, you have to know Brian Ortega, right? Like I mean.
Okay, understandable.
To that point though, like Brian can't get like lax because right now, sure, you might be a little untouchable. You lose 3 fights, you're done. Let's just put that in perspective, right? I mean, like Brian's in a good spot because he's only lost to Volk and Max, but both title fights, right? So like he's still in a good spot. He could go up to 155. There's fights to be made there.
All right, so let's switch it up to UFC 277 because we have a rematch that kind of surprised it happened the first time, and it's Amanda Nunes, Julia Pena.
What's that? 135, right? Or is that 145?
Bantamweight.
Yeah, 135.
So this one, I was really surprised it happened the first time. I'm not gonna lie. I was expecting to wake up the next morning and see that Amanda won another one, and if the reign continues, but she didn't.
She kind of gave up too.
Yeah.
The way she lost was kind of sus. Like I was like.
Do you think she kicked herself?
Yeah, I think she dropped the ball big time. I don't know if she got lax in camp, but it kind of looked like her cardio was gone by round 2. Do you know what I mean? Like the way she just let Juliana grab her back, that's not Amanda Nunes. She didn't look good. She looked gassed. I expect a lot better, Amanda. The thing I wanted with this fight though is why didn't we do this at 145? Because like either way we're gonna have a trilogy if Amanda wins, right? Why wouldn't we do 145? Juliana fights for her second belt. She beats Juliana at 145, presumably. Then she goes down, and we do the rematch at 135 at the trilogy. You know, and then we get everything done at once. We don't have to go back and forth, bullshit. You know what I mean? Like it's just all fucking. It's all settled in one hop.
Well, you got to think too. There's a little bit of like, this was for one title.
Yeah.
They're gonna stick with the one title because, in Amanda's eyes, she just lost to her. It's like, yeah, I'm not chancing that. So
well, no, what I'm saying is like not fight for both. I do love that about UFC or boxing compared
how
to
you can
MMA.
fight for all of them.
Yeah, I do love that. But my point was, if we're doing a trilogy anyway. If that's like the plan that we're going, why wouldn't we have Amanda go up or Juliana go up to 145 and fight for the new belt?
For the second fight.
Yeah, for the second fight for the rematch, and then the trilogy. Should Amanda win the second fight, she comes down and try to get her belt back originally. I think that would make more sense to me.
Okay. But in a sense, would it then make sense? I know that you now lost twice, but would it make sense if Amanda goes back down to 135 to try and rematch her for that? Then you'll still have 4 fights.
That's 4 fights. Yeah. I mean, but if she loses 3 times in a row, yeah.
Yeah, if she loses 3 times. I'm just saying, what if Julia wins the 135, they go up to 145, Julia wins, and then they rematch for the 135, Amanda wins, you have to rematch for the 145.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Okay, I see that. I see it now. Yeah.
Then if you're the UFC, you're laughing at that. That would be a great plan, but at the same time,
it's gonna also be tough to sell. Should Amanda lose the second time for the third fight? That would be a tough sell.
not for the rematch of the 135.
Oh no. I'm talking about like should she lose at 145? Like, because they're fighting at 135 no matter what. I feel like people are gonna get confused here. If she was to go up to 145 and lose, I think it would be a tough sell at 130 for the trilogy at 135.
Yes.
I just think though, because like just losing twice to somebody, it doesn't matter what weight it is. You lost twice to the same person. Like, that's a tough sell, right? I don't know. It's fun though. I'm with it. I think Juliana's gonna lose pretty handedly. I think Amanda Nunes has a lot to prove, and that's a scary Amanda Nunes. Amanda Nunes is already terrifying. But now you put her up against the wall with a loss. That's good luck, Juliana. I hope you're in a camp right now. Yikes.
Yeah, you're gonna need to be. So we missed quite a bit. So let's go back to the end of June there-ish with Glover now losing the title. Glover's lost the title. Valentina defended hers. Weili Zhang won the fight against Joanna with a spinning back fist that was actually pretty insane.
One of the best knockouts I've ever seen. And then JJ hung it up. Congratulations, Joanna. I wanted to come on the pod, but we had to cancel, obviously, and congratulate you. Congratulations on an amazing career. The Boogie Woman is in the shadows forever. We thank you.
And then we'll touch on 276 with Adesanya winning in Sleeper, another fight. But then the Volk Holloway fight. It was a great fight, man.
It was a fun fight.
It was a great fight.
You know what? I mean, you know how much I love Max. Wow. Volk is that dude. Okay? We all thought Max was going to come out here, outbox him, and put on a show for us. I kind of thought he won the second fight. There was no debates. This fight, none. Zero. Zilch. When Bruce Buffer came into the octagon at the end of the fight, I already knew. I was like, wow, sucks for Max. I really wanted to see him win. You know what I mean? Like, it was not close at all. Congrats, Volk. You're the dude. Pound for pound, number one. Well deserved, dude. I don't see another person touching him for a long time.
What does Max do from here, though?
I don't know, man. It's sad, isn't it? Because, like, what does he do? He's beaten everybody, except for Volk.
And like you just said, Volk's going to be on top for a while. So if you're Holloway, is this time to hang him up or move a weight class?
Maybe. I mean, but, like, it just gets worse from there. I mean, when you go to 155, you got to deal with... Actually, you know what? Charles might be a fun fight. But you got to get there. We've seen him against DP. That's not... As
Do you
far as
think? Do you think
a power is different? in the
Holloway is
fight.
gonna actually be able to defend an insane grappler the way Oliveira is?
Yeah, but I don't know.
I think.
I don't know.
I think he gets caught too many times if he fights Oliveira. I think he's gonna get
See,
smoked.
the ground game has never really been a question for Max. So like he's always been a sound defensive guy. I think he's good enough on the ground to avoid a submission. But you're right. You know, like it could easily be a scenario where Charles just takes him down at will. You know, I don't think he can submit him because he's just that stubborn, that tough of a guy that he just can't get caught. But I do think that he's definitely susceptible to be getting taken down and out grappled for 5 rounds, 100%.
Now, on to more of this fight card. We're just going to touch on this really briefly because what we know now is it's in talks that these two are going to fight next. Strickland got his ass dropped. And Izzy, I think, spoke a little too soon here.
I think Izzy's scared.
Well, why would you call him out if you're scared?
I think he's scared. I think he knows what's up. I think he knows what time it is. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think he's scared. I think that's a great fight. I'm pumped for it. I think Izzy knows what's up. I think Izzy knows exactly what he's doing. I don't think he called him out too soon. I think he knew because I think Izzy's thinking more of oh my god I lost this. I don't think he's thinking so much as oh my god I lost this guy twice. I think he's thinking like oh my god we can sell a pay-per-view here. And we can make some money.
Your reign ends if you lose, though.
Well, 100%. I don't think he beats. I don't. You know what? I shouldn't say that because he was beating Alex Pereira the second fight pretty good. However, man, you lost twice to the dude. Yeah, you decisioned you the first time, and yeah, you were up on the scorecards the second fight. But guess what? You got caught, knocked out, sleeping. Not just knocked out, like you were sleeping in the middle of the ring, dude. So it's like, yeah, that's a huge risk. But to my point earlier, that's why Izzy's pumped about it right now, I think, because he knows it's like, yeah, it's a risk, but guess what? We're going to make a whole lot of money. So if I lose, I'm going to lose with a whole bucket load of money, and then we can run it back. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he's too worried about it.
That's still in talks. We'll wait for that to come out, and we'll hopefully be on pod when that.
That's definitely the fight to make.
It's definitely the fight to make. It's probably in the percentiles of the 90% going to be made.
100%.
Dana wants his money from that one, but another pair of gloves touched the canvas at 276.
Man, that was a tough one.
Donald, the Cowboy Cerrone, his reign is over.
Where do you even start?
The Cowboy is done. He's got the most wins in UFC history.
He could already be a Hall of Famer.
He is a first ballot Hall of Famer, motherfucker. That guy is going straight to the Hall of Fame.
The embodiment of I'll fight anyone,
any day,
anywhere.
Like,
there's been fights he didn't even know the dude's name.
And
like he just showed up ready to go.
And he never did anything less than a war. It was always a war.
Short notice, full camp. He doesn't care. We'll go. Congratulations, Cowboy. Enjoy it, brother.
Another great gone.
That was a good one.
We always enjoyed you and all the fun fights. Didn't matter who he fought, and he always fought some of the biggest names.
Oh yeah.
And it just so happens he fought another massive name as he was leaving, Jim Miller, another guy that's probably damn near close to putting the gloves on the mat himself. I mean, so
no disrespect to either of these guys, but when you're losing to Jim Miller,
it's age, man. Age is undefeated.
Hey man, Father Time will never be defeated. Congratulations, Cowboy. We appreciate you, Donald Cerrone. Enjoy your retirement and your acting, whatever the hell you want to do. Salute.
Now, I've got to bring this up because to the average UFC fan, this guy should be a household name. And again, I know I'm going to be like, I'm like the Reaper today on cutting. I'm cutting all these guys. Uriah Hall lost to Nunes in a sloppy. Uriah Hall didn't look like Uriah Hall.
Last fight he won was against Weidman.
It was a great fight, but at the same time, this dude... Uriah's got to be thinking, my contract could be up soon. I got one fight left.
And guess what? He's not the most popular guy either. Yeah,
no,
he's not filling up arenas. So I don't know. You're right. He's
great to bring his name out on The Ultimate Fighter. One of the craziest knockouts of a spinning back kick I've ever seen.
But you know
And-
the old wrestling phrase, like, how the hell am I gonna miss you if you don't go? So this might be great for him. You know, like this might be just what he needs. Leave the UFC, go somewhere else, be champion, you know, and then come back. Why not? I don't know. What else you got for me?
Well, I think you wanted to get into the marquee minute, and
Let's do it. Well, first I want to talk about Zolt's fight.
oh
Real quick.
yeah, Zolt tomorrow.
Zolt, the Randy, fan of the show. From me, Josh, Beyond the Gloves and Tape, BGO, the whole team. We'll be watching.
Let's go, champ.
Let's go.
Let's
get
go,
another-
champ.
Let's get another belt. Right for the show. You come on. You show everybody the big title. NABA Welterweight Championship of the World tomorrow night on pay-per-view. The link will be somewhere on one of our socials, all of our socials. Buy it. It'll be cheap. It'll be good. The Phenom, fan of the show. He's been on the show. He's
Going for his second title.
World titles. We're in. Let's go, champ.
This will be his second title. He'll hold
Congratulations.
2 after this.
Honestly, shout out to Red Owl. Shout out to the Phenom. You guys are doing great things. Red Owl Boxing tomorrow night at the Owl Nest. Tickets still available. $40 for general admission. $300 for a table of 4. Don't quote me on that. Go to Red Owl page for more information. Let's get into the Merc Minute. Wow. Okay. I want to talk about this for a while. MJF. What happened, bro? Was that the best promo you ever heard? I think that might have been the best promo I've ever heard. Top 5. He's calling out Tony. He's calling him swearing. Warner Brothers just bought TBS. They're in the crowd. He's swearing at them. He's like, I would hate to mess up my boss's merger. And he starts, you know what I mean? Like, work. Amazing. I loved it. Did you see the promo at all?
I did not.
Dude.
I honestly did not.
Unreal. You're doing yourself a disservice. It's one of the craziest promos I've ever seen. But I'm not gonna suck Tony off too hard because I do have some criticisms. Okay, that was a while ago. We haven't done the show in a while, right? The MJF promo hit, great, amazing, probably one of the best promos I've heard. They sold it perfectly. They cut off his mic. They made it feel like it wasn't a work. You know what I mean? Like they made it feel like it was the real deal. I loved it. But then they haven't acknowledged him at all. I think they're selling it too much at this point. Like they're not talking his name at all on TV. They pulled his merch. You know what I mean? It's been like a month now, Josh. You're gonna lose it. You're gonna lose the buzz. You're gonna lose the momentum. This is booking 101, and I've been singing AEW's praises for months. This is terrible. This is absolutely horrible booking. I don't know, Josh. I don't know.
Is it horrible booking or is it just delayed timing?
I mean, it could be great booking, right? But right now, it's like, how many people are fans enough of wrestling to really be invested still in an MJF feud, right? I mean, like, you got to take that into account. You're not in the most over product right now. This is still an incredibly niche thing. I mean, we're talking 10,000 watches a week on TV. That's not crazy, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm excited to see where it goes, but I don't know. WWE still sucks. Austin Theory.
Wrestling's just getting hard to watch.
It always has been. But, like, more recently, honestly, it's just, they slap it in your face, you know? Like, it's like, oh, you want to watch for nostalgia? Enjoy this.
There's no nostalgia left here.
Yeah, it's just,
It's chalked, man.
Yeah.
It's chalked. It feels like so.
it's brutal.
Other than that, man, we're getting into a crazy fight week. And how stupid is the Logan Paul signing?
Oh, dude. I don't know.
Why?
But you know what?
It's going to bring a little bit of life, but what storyline are you going to keep him in?
But you
He's
know
not
what?
great.
You know what? Out of all the celebrities that did the WrestleMania matches, right, and the big marquee matches, he's probably the best. Like, you can say what you want. Like, Logan was flipping off the top rope, selling perfectly, hitting suplexes, and then like like with them in the air, bro. Like, I was like, oh, he knows, he gets it. This dude gets it. Like, he gets it. Like, he's selling perfectly. I get it. I honestly, I get the signing. I do.
And you think it's
wanna
going to
see
bring the views back?
I don't know about the views, but I'm excited to see what kind of product. But is Logan going to be a wrestler, or is he just going to be a marquee guy? I'm excited to see where they take this, dude. This is kind of like the Pat McAfee thing. A lot of people look at Pat McAfee and they're like, this guy can't wrestle. And then he goes in there and has a fucking great match with Adam Cole. And it's like, what? You just wrestled one of the best dudes on the planet, and you look great doing it. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know anymore, Josh. Nothing makes sense in wrestling. It's all bullshit. I just take it for what it is, buddy.
Entertainment.
If it doesn't make sense, it probably should be in wrestling anyway. So
It's entertainment. I wouldn't class it as too much of a sport.
Oh no.
They're very delicate actors.
You know we're gonna get eaten up for that too. Like we're huge wrestling fans, and we still gonna get
It's
eaten
rough,
up for
man.
that.
It's not like the old days where
Their fans are just a bunch of marks. That's the biggest problem. That's why we call it Mark Minute, because you guys are just a bunch of marks. And I don't like any of you. Just complain about everything. It's like, let it go. You know it's what it is. You're watching wrestling. You're 30 years old watching wrestling. What are we doing with our lives, guys? Like, come
it's
on.
not the childhood dream anymore, folks.
Why are we on Facebook talking about John Cena's return? Like, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit, dude. Like let's check ourselves, bro. You guys are a bunch of marks.
That was the beginning of the end for the WWE right there when they brought him through. I think that was the end.
You guys are a bunch of marks. I like wrestling when it was like Eddie Guerrero and Ric Flair. Now I watch it. I'm just like, I just gotta watch it. I got to. It's in me. But nah, marks. Hate you all. I think we're done here, bro. Like, that was a great fucking show.
I think that is it. We're gonna try and get back as soon as possible.
Yeah, buddy.
I got a trip to Cuba coming up. We're
Ooh.
gonna be on a little vacay, but we're gonna try and get more of these fired out. This is 21, episode 21, now in the books.
Hell yeah.
Check it. Find us on YouTube, Beyond the Gloves and Tape on YouTube. Blast Gaming Org. You'll find us all there.
BGO Sports, BGO.
Entertainment.
We love you guys. Shout out Red Owl Box and holding us down always. Feeding on fights tomorrow. Big fan of the show. Thank you guys. We're out.